The year is 1989. DJ Mike Shaft's Sunset Radio is the toast of Manchester, based in its hip headquarters at 23 New Mount Street. Picking up press attention in the local media and even a hallowed gold disc from Motown Records, the future looks bright for the UK's first black and ethnic minority radio station. The sky is the limit.
Well, 25 years ago, we launched on the 22nd of October 1989, but that was the end of a massively long process. It took about 10 years to persuade the government and the radio authorities and everybody else that we should have a radio station in this area. They were called incrementals in those days, and it was a 10-year process from when I started to the day we won the license. We applied and we won the license and then set about setting up the station. It was a station of black music during the day and lots of community programs in the evening. And it was an absolute hit across Manchester.
The music scene surrounding the station is defined by its legendary club nights.
I remember the night at Legend we had Loose Ends on. We locked out 300 people. That was the estimated of how many people did not get into the club that night. The whole of Princes Street was blocked up. It was fantastic. And then we had the smaller clubs where, you know, the gallery, when the gallery all-nighters were on, sensational.
But in 1992, the station was forced to close in its infancy due to differences between directors.
If you speak to different people, you will hear different versions of it. The fact of the matter is that we had some investors who were more interested in having their type of radio station on air in Manchester. They wanted to build a pop music station in this city to take on Piccadilly and Key 103, which were the stations around at that time. We knew what we wanted to do. And in the end, because they had a bigger share of the station, I was sacked. I was at a board meeting, I remember it like it was yesterday.
Fast forward to 2015 and the new Sunset Radio is back, pulsating the airwaves on DAB across the northwest. Mike is still at the helm after all these years, here at his home studio, and he is aiming to pioneer a new down-groove dance sound that he feels has been overlooked on radio for so long.
What I wanted to build back in those days, and today very much so, is something that people can listen to when they're not at clubs. You know, you go out on a Saturday night or a Friday night or a Wednesday night, you have a great time, and radio stations don't understand the music that we're into in the clubs. A lot of people think it's all about this up-tempo dance music. It's not. This is not what Sunset's about. In Manchester specifically, we like a down groove. And there are DJs in the clubs around the town now playing this down groove, and that's what I wanted to create on the radio.
There is a lot of stations out there, or smaller stations, internet stations and whatnot, that call themselves black and ethnic stations, but we tend to be put into like reggae, or you know, a dance is going on here and a dance is going on there, and I think Sunset steps up the bar. It's bringing it back because there was, you know, black people was back in the day was classy, it was chic, you know, people got dressed up, they were the slickest people in town, to be quite honest, and that, you know, you'd take hours getting ready and it'd be worth it because you'd have great venues. And some of the so-called stations that are representing the black minority are a little bit wishy-washy and hardcore and, you know, kind of grungy, and this is bringing the class and the slickness back.
Back in the day, there was no up-tempo dance music in the nightclubs. The first time that showed its face was the disco scene, Studio 54 and places like that, and then the house music, which happened all over the world, including here in Manchester back then. That's when the tempo of music really went up. And as that went up, clubs went to that, and it became a big scene. And the downbeat groove that we like here in Manchester kind of got lost. And for 25 years it's been in the wilderness.
Now, both the sound and the station are coming out of the shadows and back into people's homes, thanks to Mike's never-fading vision. And when asked whether this sound can still appeal to new audiences, Mike's answer is short and sweet.
Do you think you'll still attract quite a diverse audience? Do you think young people will pick up on this as well as listeners from back in the day?
Can I answer it this way? Hell yeah.
Riccardo Vitali, that's Manchester.